Welcome back to Build Swap. This is part 2 of the city build that we were doing for Larry, but, the Cities Skylines update ruined everything. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure you go back and watch part 1. We talk a lot about Cities Skylines too. Welcome back, Grahtles. I suppose I can have you here again.
Might as well.
Might as well.
I was on a good rant in the last one, so why not, right?
Yeah, why don't you continue that rant? Do you have anything else you need to add?
I do.
Oh, of course.
So, talking about CS2, I was, from what I've seen, we do have another repetitive car problem, where we see the same cars lined up, the same blue car or the same red car, and we talked about diversity and people, and seeing quadruples and of people, and I was hoping they would kind of move away, get a lot more, different people. Like if they had a good variety of like 100 people instead of like 5, it would be good, It's like, I think I think we slightly touched on when they first started CS1. It was just supposed to be a building game, and nobody was really into the detailing and the one-on-one, and, there's a lot of people that really ended up after time, worrying about detailing and, seeing these cars and the people come in and stuff like that. And I guess, it's fair enough to say that they weren't really worried about scaling as much and detail as much. They really just wanted to make a better city game that, overall. And They did that. But in CS2, knowing that the community really like to do realistic builds, one-on-one builds of real maps, I would hope that we do get not the repetitive cars and people, because that is absolutely... I think we did a thing in a while back. It was over a year ago, probably, with that BBBB.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. And I did a clone army because it was so easy to do, because all you had to do is sit at a bus stop or anywhere, walk through a park, and you got the same dog. It was the same freaking dog. And you got the same people, and you'd get them in 4s and 5s, and there was not twins and triplets. These were like quadruplets and 9s of people. It was crazy. So
that
like
BBBB, it's Building Buddies Building Beautifully. That was a multiplayer collab that Grahtles and I were a part of. It was so funny, but I don't think it never
really took off, because it was kind of like a skit of being funny with Cities Skylines.
It was a gag Cities Skylines series.
It was, and it didn't get what it deserved, because we really did put a lot of work into it, and it was just so much fun. And there was, we had clone armies, we had a
power hungry panda.
And we had what was Snapdragon's thing with the people in the Enlightenment
the Resistance,
camp.
the Enlightenment,
camp where people were noticing things, but
And then I disappeared into the forest.
Yes, we had a crazy panda named Kevin that Ack made up, and I think Dean Webb did the voiceover for. Well, I don't think, I know he did the voiceover. And it was very loose, and it was funny, and it was so endorphin releasing to have that freedom of not just playing like a City Skyline seriously, but actually just having fun with it, because there are a lot of things in City Skylines that you could just not make fun of, but just appreciate the funniness of it. I guess is the best way. So it was fun.
Well, not only that, but you also had it was just so repetitive. Everyone was doing the same exact thing, and then this series just is like, wow, nobody does this.
Nobody does this. Yeah, it was great. I really loved it. And I really wish it would have gotten a lot more attention, because it was And it was a fun thing to do with a group of people to just, like, what are you going to come up with next,
What's the next crazy, stupid idea that we have?
Exactly. So it was so funny. But yeah, I really loved doing that series, and I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. It was just so good. It was just so much fun.
That's what Build Swap was basically, but it was a little bit more serious.
Yes. It was definitely a little more serious, but definitely our personalities in real life came through because we play games together all the time, and we bicker, and yeah, we play multiplayer games, and
that's all you got. We bicker.
Yeah, well, we can go after each other pretty hard, but it's fun. I mean, we play a lot of multiplayer games from Euro Truck, American Truck, GTA. Now we're in SnowRunner a little bit, and Among Us, we played Fall Guys, and we just like to play games together. It's a lot of fun.
By the way, if you want to see some SnowRunner gameplay, let me know, and I can definitely upload some.
Oh, hell yeah, because we get into some really good binds. I mean, I'm definitely the one that slacks a lot. Hold on, let me go to the garage. Oh, let me recall again. Let me recover again. Hold on a second. I don't like this truck. And then, by the time Jake gets the job done, I'm like, oh, I just got done. I'm ready. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and then you're always the one that tips too.
I do tip a lot. I was a better driver at the beginning, and then I kind of lost concentration sometimes. That tends to happen with me. My concentration only lasts so long, and then I'm like,
screw it.
Trying not to curse.
Yep.
No, yeah.
It's a good game. So if anybody wants to see it, let me know. I can post it. If you don't want to see it, feel free to let me know that too.
Oh my God, I'm trying to think of the word, and I've been trying to think of the word. There's a word to use when you make a movie off of a real movie and make it into a funny, like, comedy thing. What is the name of that kind of word?
Now you're going to make me think about it?
I don't know. It's been in my brain since we started the episode. Parody. So that's what our BBB series was. The BBBB.
It was a parody, yeah.
It was a parody. It was, it was taking something that could be extremely serious, and, so many content creators do make super serious, and just making it into a funny, parody. Exactly. That's the word. And, yeah, that's what made it fun. But What are you doing here?
This is an oil industry here.
Oh, okay.
So I was bringing an oil industry up into the mountains.
Interesting. I like it.
Larry doesn't put oil industry in a nice spot, so this is all I had.
It was probably because of the dirt look.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm still going to blame Larry because it is his fault.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that city that I just built, I had the Brooklyn and Queens DLC pack, and I wanted to try it. So I built that up. And that's got like 23,000 people in that small area.
Really?
Yeah, the traffic of that area was so atrocious. I spent 2 hours fixing it.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
And keep in mind, this is on no despawning. So I'm sitting here like raging.
I can't even imagine. So realistic parking, no despawning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
The only way I fixed it was I brought in a tram line over there, and then that didn't even fix it. Ugh. So I had to add a metro. I added a metro to it. I didn't show me building the metro, but I had to add a metro.
Alright, that's fair. I mean, metro is great. I like metro. It's probably one of the better mass transit things that we have.
It is.
Public transportation.
But my problem with metros is you usually don't see them until you hit a really big city.
Agree. because they're very expensive too.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
a lot of metro is underground too, and that's very expensive. So
Exactly.
yeah, you wouldn't see that. Um,
So that's why I'm like skeptical about using metros. But I couldn't have gotten this city to work unless I used a
without it.
metro.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst public transportation for you?
Like, what do you mean? What's the worst?
Like as far as getting people to use them and causing even more chaos than before.
Blimps, in my opinion, is the absolute worst public transportation available because
Okay.
everybody wants to use them and they don't have the capacity for them to use it.
Well, to be fair, in real life, blimps are not a form of public transportation.
Although I know that.
It doesn't make sense that they're in the game as that. It should be as a, leisure kind of tourist kind of thing, of a tour guide kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not public transportation. You would never use a blimp as public transportation.
I
So,
know.
let's see if CS2 figures that one out. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't use blimps. I never do.
Yeah, I would never use a blimp as public transportation. I might
So-
use it just go over the city as a joyride for, like a tourist attraction. But in this game, you can't possibly label that as that.
Right.
Which
But the one that I
sucks.
struggle with the most is honestly, weirdly enough. Oh no, I gotta think about this more. Because I can get buses pretty well. I can do trams really, really well. Metros.
Do you use trolleys?
No, I don't touch trolleys.
Neither do I. I use trams over trolleys any
Exactly.
day.
And you can't cross those tracks, so it's
Nope.
annoying.
Yes.
Metro, I can get so many people riding them. Trains is debatable. That's the one I'm debating. Like,
Trains are a tricky, very tricky, because with trains you really need to separate them out. You need to have an internal system, you need an external system, and they can be very tricky. I for years had trouble with that. In
Yeah,
fact,
no,
on
I
console I
screwed
used
it
to
up
have
on this.
somebody. What happened?
I screwed that up on this map.
Oh, the trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble because I never separated anything. I had no internal lines, and I actually played on console with a friend of mine that was a subscriber actually, and we became really good friends. And we actually share played on the PS4, and he came in and fixed all my train lines and separated everything out. And I was like, what a difference it made, because when you have everything on the same line, it backs up everything. It's a
Yeah.
mess.
I found that out the hard way. I don't show it because it's embarrassing.
It's okay. Tunnel. I like the way you put that tunnel in.
Oh, thanks. I mean, how else are you gonna do it?
I mean, it's been done different ways, I guess, without mods. Because you kind of have to put the inside, like, lay it in and then adjust the height and then go through and then bring it out, I don't know. It's fine.
I know. Tunnels is kind of annoying, and I hope they fix that in CS2.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to go through a tunnel, which sucks because I know a lot of people want to drive through one, but it doesn't look, at least from what I saw, don't quote me, that you can go through a tunnel in drive mode.
Oh, wait, is it drive mode?
I think there is a drive mode.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something new.
I think there is. I think I saw, who did I see? It may have been on Instagram, Toady, I want to say, but don't quote me again. But I think it was Toady in some kind of drive mode. I think. I could be wrong.
Here's a really cool airport, by the way.
Ah.
I'm building a really nice airport.
What did you use? The ultra modern, regular, what?
Just modern.
Modern.
Yep. No, I was actually surprised. I struggle so much with airports in this game. I don't know why. Because I'll build it, and then it's just broken.
Yeah, I know. That happened on our build swap.
I know.
Very strangely. I don't know why, but yeah.
So I tried to be really careful with this one, and it ended up working. I don't know how.
It's a mod thing too. I think if you have anarchy on or something, it
But
screws
I
it
have
up.
anarchy on. Look, I have anarchy on.
I don't know. And it worked? It worked?
It worked.
You have a
I
lot of
can't
little
explain it.
pop-ups in the background. Somebody getting robbed over there?
Just ignore it.
Fire! Don't worry about it.
They'll be fine.
Abandon!
I think that was my industry, and you know how industry gets sometimes in this game.
Yeah. Well, it's like commercial. I mean, commercial's the same way. You could put commercial in. Oh, they need more commercial. Need more commercial. Pain in the ass. And
yeah, I know.
And you put the commercial in, and then it all goes out. Like, not enough educated workers, not enough buyers for. Not enough. Goods to sell. Blah 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 blah. It's the same old shit.
I
It
know.
really is. It's frustrating with this game sometimes.
And we'll see how Cities Skylines 2 handles that.
It should be interesting. It should be.
Yeah,
Because
we'll see.
there's huge problems with that, as we know.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, it seems like the airport in Cities Skylines 2 is taking a downgrade. You can't customize your own airport anymore.
Well, that's going to be a DLC, buddy. I mean, they need to sell stuff, and that's what's going to be the play. I mean, it used to be people made complete games. Not anymore. There is no more games that are complete anymore.
I know.
Anything you want is going to be bare minimum, and they're going to sell it for a good price, like, $60 to $100 there, and then you're going to have to buy another $1,000 worth of DLCs before the game ends.
Looking at you, Sims.
Yeah. Sims 4. Oh, come on. I mean, I gave up on that a while ago because it was like every 2 minutes, another expansion pack, another stuff, come on. Like, enough's enough already.
No, I know.
Ugh, it's so ridiculous.
We have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Because we buy it.
Yep. We enable the activity. If we stop buying it, they stop doing it.
Exactly. Because, I mean, years ago, you bought a game and it was complete. It was just a complete game. And how about these early access to games and they're not done? What the hell is up with that? Spending $60 to $100 on a game and find out it's just completely broken. And now you have to, what is that? I don't get it. I know there was a big thing with Kerbal 2, but that's the going thing now. It's just automatically, it's all right for people to sell you $100 game and say, well, it's incomplete, we know it, but you as the consumer are spending all this money should be very happy with us because you're getting early access. It's like,
that's BS.
What? Yeah,
No, the standards for the industry has fallen dramatically.
Agree. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, that's again, I think I talked about this in CS in your first episode, that CS2 is going to be so bare boned to what we have now.
I know.
In CS1, that it's going to be, a lot of people are just going to revert back, I think. Because, we have to wait until we could spend more money to get what we want and what we have.
I don't want to spend more money, but I'm going to have to. Especially if I want to keep this YouTube thing up.
Exactly. Well, that's another thing. As a content creator, if you don't, then our thing is irrelevant. It's like, that's a problem.
Well, it's not. It's not a content creator problem. It's a small content creator problem.
Agree, because we can't get free stuff. I mean, if we got free stuff, it would be not bad. Let us try it out too.
I know.
It always goes to the big guys or the people that beg and plead and go to their doorstep and say, I'm great, come let me have access to it, and it's like, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
I'm
Why
not
would
gonna
I
do
bother?
it. No, I'm not,
I mean,
So, yeah.
if you wanted to support the community, the big guys, they don't need help.
No, they can afford it. They're making pretty decent money for what they're doing.
Help the small channels.
Exactly. I mean, I have probably 2,200 subscribers right now, and trust me when I tell you you don't make a lot of money, and you have to still work a full-time job and make content in your free time. It's your free time. So I mean, I don't bitch because I enjoy it too much, but it's very and then you have people giving you flack on certain things, like, oh, you didn't put a video out in 2 weeks. Well, yeah, I have family too. I have obligations besides YouTube and my full-time job. It's like I have to do.
It's the same
and I
thing
don't
with
think
me.
people understand that.
I disappeared. We were doing build swap. We were doing great, and then the whole thing happened, and we started doing Minecraft, and then all of a sudden, all my inspiration just vanished.
Yeah.
And
it can get very discouraging. It's very discouraging. I'm not going to lie.
I disappeared
Because
all summer.
It's hard.
The whole summer, I was basically gone. I put out 2 videos this whole summer.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, you had a lot of things going on with your, with your life and stuff. You have children,
Exactly.
and they come first. That's gonna, obviously, family and kids come first, and your real job that pays the bills comes first.
Oh yeah.
And until you make enough that you could say, hey, maybe I can go part-time with my real job, or even quit, it takes, you can't. If people don't have children or family obligations, great, but I'm not gonna put my family on the back burner to just not do it. And my own mental health. I struggle sometimes with issues, and to keep my own mental health healthy, I sometimes just can't play a game to produce content.
Exactly.
I need to play a game to have fun with my friends, because otherwise I'd lose my mind.
Well, that's why I stopped posting Cities Skylines. I was gonna lose my mind.
Exactly. You have to have a life outside of it. But, people can be cruel. I've been lucky overall, and a lot of my comments have been very good and very supportive, and I do have an amazing subscriber community that I have. So I'm very lucky in that respect. But yeah, there are people that do get, pretty nasty comments, and they don't understand that, this is not a full-time job. We don't get paid a lot of money for it. And, we have families too,
Mm-hmm.
So, it's something to think about, guys. But I do love creating content. I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't still be here, because it's definitely not worth it sometimes,
Oh,
but
it's not worth it a lot of the times.
I know. But I do enjoy it overall. So that is why I'm still here. And I don't think I'm going anywhere. I mean, I take my, short breaks, and I do what I need to do. But yeah, I'm happy overall.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere either. I'm just, if I disappear, just know that I needed it.
Exactly. That's, I think, what it is, And it's, again, when you're working on the same game. And this is another tough part, is when you find a niche that you enjoy for a long time, whether it's CS1 or whatever, and you get into that niche, the subscribers that you have are really just here for that niche. And to say our subscribers don't play other games, I'm pretty sure they do. You know, most of them do. There might be a few that only play 1 or 2 games that they're happy with, and that's fine. But for me, I need to have another outlet. Like
Of course.
I've always liked video games. I've always had every console and everything else like that. And so I like to play other games. But you really have a difficult time introducing any other games when you get into a niche.
No, I know.
And, you know, that is another part, is that sometimes you're just not in the mood to play the game that everybody's subscribed to you with. And so there are weeks where I have to just take off because I have no inspiration. I have no desire to play the game. And
Exactly.
unless I'm on board with that, it's I can't make content that's true to myself, and that's going to be enjoyable to my subscribers.
I know, and like,
So-
if you make a video and you don't, like, if you're not feeling it, it comes out in your video.
Absolutely. You know, people see it. You know, I think, you know, we bring a lot of energy. Well, I'm not too energetic. I know Valley Lad Gaming, he's super energetic.
yeah.
I wish I could have the energy that guy has, because he's amazing when it comes to energy. When he does a live stream, there's nothing like it in the world. I'm telling you. That guy is
he's one of the best.
absolutely the best. And yeah, but I mean, you definitely see it and feel it in the way you talk and the way you feel, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah, I definitely, I'm definitely feeling that.
I mean, that's partially why I've been gone, because I'm sitting here going, if I were to force myself to make a video, you will know that I was not into it.
True. And I mean, to be fair too, we have tried other content, and some did go somewhere, some didn't. But I'm still gonna put out videos to explore if any of my subscribers are interested in it, or, you know, there might be another, you know, calling to some other people, because I have to do it for myself. You know, whether it be Planet Coaster or another creative game or Minecraft or, you know, any of these games. SnowRunner, we talked about that in the first one. We've been into that. And yeah, I mean, if people want to see that, that would be great. If they don't, it's okay too. You don't have to watch it. It's there though, you know.
Oh, of course.
So, man, we got off topic and went on a rant, didn't we?
Yeah, and that's totally fine, because I mean, there's still another part to the series.
Oh yeah,
But this interchange was a pain in my ass.
I see that. It looks very rickety. What's going on?
The terrain elevation, there was just so much difference.
Oh.
So I struggled with this one.
Oh man,
I made
ranted.
something work. If you think it's very rickety now, just wait until I make this last connection.
Oh dear. Now you got me nervous.
No, it doesn't look bad, but I had to
Okay.
do something different.
I see.
I had to come over and across.
Interesting.
That's all I could do.
Fair enough.
And Cities Skylines 1 removes pillars. It's like, fuck off, don't take my pillars.
Well, I mean, I do understand it. At least they let you put it in, because, well, with Anarchy, because at least you could put pillars in. When you're in vanilla, you can't put them in at all.
Right.
You just can't put the road in. And you're like, well, I know it could fit. I know I could get a pillar in there. But they just don't allow you to do it. So at least with mods, we can. So that's
Right.
a plus.
No, that is a plus. Okay, so here is a zoo build. So we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the episode here. Once the zoo is complete,
Ooh.
that's the end of it.
I love the parks.
Oh yeah, the parks are great, and I'm gonna miss that in City Skylines too. Because it
Exactly.
seems like we don't have it.
No, it doesn't look like that. I don't know about industries. I don't think so either. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I think that's all going to be DLCs, buddy. I think so.
It probably is. So I don't know how you typically build a zoo, but what I like to do is I like to put every building in,
and then
And
puzzle
then
piece
connect
it.
the paths.
Yep, I've done a video on that before where I lay out all the assets, and then I kind of puzzle piece it with paths, and it's really hard to find the size that you're gonna need. It's one of the things I used to struggle with because I used to leave either too much room, not enough room, and yeah, because it's really hard to figure out the size.
Yeah, no, I think I did an excellent job in this one.
Okay.
I mean, the exhibits are kind of a little bit spaced apart, but I don't think it's terrible.
No, and sometimes, I mean, you need that. You could put some walkways, some food, some, resting spots. I think that's.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the way you put that little, pond in there for the dolphins.
Yeah, I didn't show that because it took me forever to do it for some reason.
Oh, no.
But I just figured you would see it.
I mean, by placing things like this, it's definitely a more organic, layout, because
Exactly.
you didn't just make this path that, you just put everything lined up either,
Right.
which is unrealistic.
Exactly. So I could get some curves in the road, in the paths and whatnot. Make
I really
logical
do love
connection
this.
points.
I love that they gave us, the parks DLC. That is a definite... See, I think that's what it was, though. It's that, it learned. They learned as they went along, and modular is the way to go.
Yep. Okay, so this is getting pretty close to the end of the episode, so stick around for part 3, where we will continue talking about Cities Skylines 2 and other stuff we go on a rant about.
There you go. Ooh, a lot of trees.
Lots of trees.